Hello and welcome to Fresh Off the Dome, your all killer no filler podcast. Where we just talk about a topic and just discuss until we're blue in the face. Um, this week we're talking about Danganronpa of all things, like the games, the anime, maybe the visual novels. People who've read those, the actual no, not visual novels, the actual literature books. I think there's some or maybe manga, but whatever. So I am your host, Brian Nabeshin Jackson. I am joined by Justin Graffius.
Hello, welcome to the most despairing-filled episode.
Uh huh.
I tried.
And and we're also joined by Nicole Humphrey. It's Humphrey, right?
Hi. I was trying to think of an unbearable pun, but
I think that works.
That works.
The audio's
Leave that
unbearable.
to the Monokuma. He's the expert.
So what's up, guys? Like Danganronpa. Like thoughts, just in general. Just, like off your fresh impressions. Like what does the series mean to you? Just
Yeah, go ahead.
somebody.
Anybody.
I was just thinking, like, this is when I finished this series and I was like, I really love this. It made me kind of like step back and try to figure out what was wrong with me because, like, yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, like I'm totally I'm on the same page with you because it's like this is like the most depressing like oh my god, just kill me now shit like ever. But like at the same time, it's so engrossing and like so like and it can get you like hopeful at the end through like certain endings and certain characters and certain things that happen. So like yeah, I totally feel you in that. But continue, sorry.
Well, yeah, no, I was just saying, like you start the first game, and there's that scene where it's like a kid like being sent off into a rocket ship, and I'm just like, holy shit, like yes, and I'm like really amped for it, and it just you play the game, and it just does not disappoint. And I remember talking to my brother-in-law about it and saying like, have you played these games yet? And he's like, no. And then he finally played the first one, and then he was starting the second one, and I was like, it gets even crazier. And he's like, how could that be? And then when he finished it, he was like, yep, you're right, it gets even crazier. So it's just like, I don't know, it's brilliant and like twisted, and it's so engaging, and I'm like hooked.
Mm. Justin, I think you were the first one out of like our group of friends who like discovered Danganronpa in general. Like, how did you even get into it, or what was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so I'm actually very proud that I got so many people to actually try it. But it was weird. Like I knew it was coming. I seen it on the PlayStation blog. I saw the pictures, and it looked interesting. And then, like all the synopsises said, "Oh, you're stuck in this school, and the only way to get out is to murder someone." And I'm like, "Okay, this seems pretty cool." Um, so then, as it was getting closer, more stuff was coming out about it. I really didn't know it was a light novel and that kind of game
Visual novel.
until I started playing it. I thought it was gonna be like an action or something like that, but I also heard about the Ace Attorney aspect of it, so I'm like, okay, I like those games. So I went to the store, uh, didn't have it in, so I actually had to buy it digitally. Immediately started playing, and right from the first chapter, just even leading up to the first death, I was already kind of engaged with all the characters. I'm like, all right, I want to kind of hang out with you. I want to get to know you better because I think it even mentioned that in the beginning, like, oh, talk to the people, get to know them better. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I already have the few people I want to talk to, and then it just kept growing and growing until I eventually beat it, and then I just wanted more. It just blew my mind with how I somehow, this is going to sound really weird, and especially since we're doing it live, but how I got enjoyment out of seeing these people like go through all this and
Mm-hmm.
debating on if they want to kill somebody and the people not wanting to kill anybody, and the mystery of all that had me such intrigued, and why I love it so much as I do now. Um, so much that I even cosplayed a character, which I'll bring up later, because it kind of spoils some of my list of favorite characters.
Okay.
And another one that I do want to cosplay in the future. But yeah, just I think it's the characters more than anything. The characters is what fleshes out so much of these games, and keeps you going back for more. One, to see what they're going to do next, as well as how each character goes through the situation.
Yeah, like I totally agree with you. Like, cause it's weird. Like when we were talking, like the first time I even heard about this game, you know, like it was like we talked about it on the show, obviously on the Ratchet Patches podcast, and then like it was around where Game of the Year was like just going on, and like just like hearing you, Alex, and Tony just like talking about like for every aspect of it, because like, you know, I had like no clue about it. But like, you know, like no, when we're talking like best characters and stuff like that, or like even creepiest characters, like you know, like I had to take it from like face value, because like I had no context for who these characters are, but like it's the way you guys just describe them, and like in some of the situations you go through. Like I got spoiled by like the Junko thing, but like, yeah, obviously it's Game of the Year, so like, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter.
I'm sorry about that.
I mean, yeah, like it's a good.
I really feel bad about that.
I mean, like it's whatever, because like we had to talk about it, but like, you know, like that is a good reveal. Just like having her be like the ultimate bad for this whole like saga, and now she's pretty much just like Sigma or something like that from Mega Man X. It's just like, I'll never die because I'm a virus or something like that. So that's a whole thing. But
and then she just starts watching you via a movie theater. It's great. It's great.
Yeah. The after death movie theater, I guess. I don't know. But like, yeah, like when I finally like got into it, and like I think it was 2015 when I got into it, because like it was around our game. Yeah, it was definitely 2015 when I started playing it. It was like I wouldn't say immediately, because like but like, you know, like I was engrossed by like the character design. Like I think the art in this game is like fantastic.
Oh, it's
especially
phenomenal.
Like, yeah, like just like the standard look. Like it's plain and simple, but like it's still like in depth, and like actually like just great animation, and like even like all the death scenes are just like 10 out of 10, just like fantastic. It's like the just the visuals that you get from that. It's like so surreal. But yeah, it's just like like I said, it took me a while to get into it at first. You know, it was just like a whole bunch of reading and whatnot, and like, you know, I'm used to that from playing Persona and whatnot. But like God, it was just like, I think it was just around when the first death happens with what's it, Sayoko? I think her name is
Sayako, yeah.
I
believe so. Sounds right.
Well, the first step would be quote unquote Junko or her sister. But like it was really like Sayoko, and like getting through that that really like sealed the deal. Like, oh, like, wow, this is fantastic. And then like it's always like after each trial where it's like, that's where like Danganronpa just fucking shines. It's just like because it's the afterglow, it's the big presentation is like how they how losing the punishment game, or losing the court case happens. You see like their punishment, and then like you just see it's always the dialogue like right after that, where it's just like that's where I think Danganronpa really shows it's like its strength. It's just like them seeing this absolutely this horrific thing, and just like the thoughts going through their heads, and like how it come this way, and it's just like, and it genuinely makes you feel something. And as much as like I would probably say like the first game is probably like the best game probably overall, but like I feel like 2 has like some of the best, like as far as emotion, or at least for me at least. Like the Ultimate Yakuza, when he loses his assistant, I forget these names. Sorry, it's been a long time.
Fuyuhiko.
Yeah, Fuyuhiko loses Peko. Like that had me like really hard.
that one really got me.
That was really rough, because like it's the whole thing of like you know, like they had to kill Mahiru, then like because like her friend killed his sister, and then like all this other stuff. I'm like, oh god, and then like
man.
Like that was like this, that was so much stuff, and then like the whole Nagito's death thing that like resulted in Chiaki having to die. Like that one just fucked me up. That fucked me up real hard. And like even in the anime when Chiaki had to die again, and like you did it to me once, and then you're doing it to me again. So it's like it hurts so much. But
it made it worse in the anime too, because they made Chiaki like this really lovable character of like, oh, she's actually kind of growing into this other person, like a kind of like a leader and being friends with everybody, and then it's just like.
I mean, but that's why it's so brilliant, though. I was just thinking about the like despair arc, how like depressing it is, because like Chiaki, like throughout the whole thing, like it in first in the game, like the way she dies sucks, and then and then, like if you think about the repercussions of that anime, like Chiaki's dead, like, and she doesn't get to come back at the end with everyone else. Like that's the even more like gut-wrenching part.
Yeah, like cause like in Danganronpa 2, she was pretty much just the program. She was Monami and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, I guess you weren't really a real person, or like you were just something else. So it was like, oh, it's sad. It sucks that you're gone, but like, you know, like because you're an awesome person, but like at least you weren't quote unquote real. And then it turns out she actually was quote unquote real. And I was like, oh crap! And then it happens again. Yeah, that really got to me, like real hard. Like I guess we were, I was kind of floating around this, but like as far as like the games, how do y'all like feel about like each one of them?
Like, what's our like ranking of them, or
I mean, just like how you generally feel. Like I said, like I think Danganronpa 1 has like the best story. Like if it was just that game, it would just be like fine, just as it is. And I think like Danganronpa 2, though I don't think it's good as Danganronpa 1. Like I feel it has like a more emotional impact with you, and like even though it's Ultra Despair Girls, like I feel like it's a slog to play through for the most part, but like
very long.
But like there's like with the Warriors of Hope, and like the whole like everybody involved with that, like and like pretty much Komaru's like growth into that entire thing, which is like she feels like she can't do anything, and like she has to be the person to be to inspire hope into people. Like I just thought that growth was like pretty great. Even like her relationship with Toko, because Toko was just like a whatever character in Danganronpa, but like just seeing her growth as well, like actually forming this friendship with this girl, like I thought that was done exceptionally well as well. Like it's the weakest of them, but like I still think that game is like pretty great.
Yeah, that's because it's so different, and it tries to tell a different story, and obviously the gameplay is, but yeah, the story it tries to tell and how it ties some stuff together just made me squeal like a little girl at some moments. Like seeing, oh god, what's the programmer?
Chihiro?
Yeah.
The father of
yeah, and I'm just like, okay, this is really cool, and then obviously he dies, but it's still like it was still emotional to see like some people's other family members in there, like Aoi's brother, and him trying to do something, and it's just seeing all these other characters that makes it more real for the characters you've already seen and what they had to go through, especially Komaru. She went through a lot. But yeah, I would agree with you, Nabeshin. 1 will always be probably my favorite. 2, because of the emotional attachment that they went for, like more so than 1. And I can't even describe how they even did that in 2. Like I don't know if it's how they portrayed the characters more in each trial, or made there be some like relationships between the characters at that time, before the anime for 3, and knowing what they all were, that made it work. But yeah, I think from the demo, at least of V3, I think V3 is going to be very, very good. If they go with what they're going there, I don't think it's going to be as jokey as it ended up being in the demo, but I think that was because it's Danganronpa and they wanted to make it jokey, especially for a demo. But I have a feeling V3 is going to be another one of those big ones that nobody's going to really want to forget, or going to be able to forget by the end of it.
I hope so, because I can just say right now, I'm not entirely a fan of Monokuma Cubs.
Yeah, like
to win me over.
I want to see what they do with them. Yeah. I'm withholding judgment on them right now.
Yeah, because I wasn't even a fan of Shirokuma and Korokuma from another episode, which is Spare Girl. So like like they were just there. I'm like, okay, like I guess you're kind of moaning me, and like Kurokuma was just like a piece of garbage. Like all his scenes were just pretty much pointless. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I found them very not them mostly. Besides Monami and even the Cubs in the demo, I thought they were kind of just there just to be like, well, since you're seeing Monokuma everywhere, we want to kind of give you that character again, but here's two different versions of them, the good and bad, and yeah, it was fine. I thought they were okay, not great, except for the end. The end is when I flipped out. But yeah.
And how did you think about the games, Nicole? We get your...
So I think I agree with you guys. Although I will say I think I enjoyed Ultra Despair Girls a little bit more than, like, from a gameplay perspective, a little bit more than you guys. I played it. I mean, you couldn't have played it any other way, but playing it on my Vita, like because I commute to work, so it's like it was just like a great thing for me to kind of play and get that Danganronpa story, but also be like a little bit more interactive. Mm-hmm. I don't know, and I kind of enjoyed the puzzles and things like that. I feel like that Ultra Despair Girls has been kind of like done a disservice, especially if you think about like the anime. Like I think that there was interesting things there, and they could have like done more with those characters. And then like when you see them when they appear in the anime, and it's just like kind of like a throwaway episode, you're like, well then, what was the point? Like, you know, like. And so I think that like that doesn't help its stature anymore. I think going into watching the anime was probably a lot higher than on the Ultra Despair Girls story wise. I think, but like it by and large the first two are they're just like they're obviously the best. I mean that's kind of what we know Danganronpa to be. But for them going and trying to do something different, I don't think it was a complete fail. No. I think that I was like pretty impressed by the way that I was still like as engaged and cared about this game, even though it was something different than what I'd come to expect from Danganronpa.
I think.
Yeah. Do we even feel like Ultra Despair Girls was even like an essential as far as like when you suggest something like all our friends like Alex and Tony, they didn't play Ultra Despair Girls. Do we feel comfortable telling them like, oh, you should just go ahead and just like watch the anime and just like go to V3? Because like if you think about like where the anime takes from like Ultra Despair Girls, like pretty much it's just like just seeing Monica and like seeing Komaru again for like half a minute, and that's about it. So I think it'd probably be like inconsequential if you missed it. Like pretty much like read the wiki and you'll be fine.
Yeah, if you want to play it, you can play it, but you don't have to. Yeah. I think I will probably replay it. Like you were saying, Nicole, you were able to play it easily on the Vita because you were traveling and stuff. I didn't have to, so I got home, laid on my bed, and started playing the Vita. It was too long to be playing on the Vita, so I always was constantly just having it charged on the wall while I'm playing it. It wasn't comfortable, but now that it's on PS4, I plan on getting it again. I'm hoping that it's more enjoyable there, because then I could just lay back, see it on the big screen. So I guess I'll see there, but yeah. Also, since we brought up Monica, I just want to say that one thing that Ultra Despair Girls did do perfectly is make the worst fucking character in Danganronpa by being Monica. She is the fucking worst. I fucking hate her. Like every time she spoke, I wanted to punch her.
Was it the hottest voice, or was it just
her in general? So everything about her.
So like, not to be too in the weeds as far as like your favorite characters, but I know you're a fan of Junko and Nishima. Like why do you think Junko works for you, but like Monica doesn't? Is it just because she's like Monica too, like a mini me version of Junko, or is it something like she just doesn't have the charm as her? Or?
Now, if you would have asked me when I first played it, that would have been the one thing, because I can't remember exactly what I said back then.
Sure.
But I think I pretty much said, yeah, she's not Junko. She's trying to be, but she's not. So that's already a problem. How she goes about things, I think the other group of them did things better than she did, because it was all about her. And maybe it was her voice. I don't know. I literally just when she starts speaking, and it was just like all of a sudden she goes freaking two-faced, and starts like freaking out. I mean, yes, I get it. She's a kid, but she was
remember when she whines and gets like upset? Like, I can't take it anymore. Why are you guys so stupid?
There you go.
I forgot about that.
Part of that stuff too. It just bothered me. I just couldn't stand it. And then, yeah, again, I get it. They're kids, so yeah, she's doing that. But the other kids were like, "Don't worry, Monica," and I'm just like, I would have punched her as soon as she started doing that. I literally could not stand. And then don't get me started about the freaking wheelchair thing of that irked me too.
Yeah, it was like pretty much not necessary whatsoever. Like not even like for a sympathy point.
Yeah, she was just doing it because she's like, oh, this will make people feel bad for me, and I'm like, oh, that's cracking the knuckles. Let's go. Yeah, it's like I guess that was the point, was to make you hate her, but like I guess I just took it way more than that, and just as a character in general, I just could not stand her. Even though I played it in English, I played all these games in English.
Same here.
Maybe I'll play it in Japanese this one, just because I don't want to hear the English voice again for her. Even though I'm going to miss the pink-haired chick's voice, because she does some other stuff. But yeah, no, Monica's the worst. I just wanted to get that out there.
I mean, just to play devil's advocate, I didn't have a problem with her, but I just think I admired that she was incredibly manipulative. Like, basically, and like got an entire island of children to just like do her bidding, and then like her temper tantrums were literally like just like, you know, cracking the whip. And like, yes, it's stupid that anyone fell for that, and like most people would have been like, this little puny kid. But I mean, like,
well, that's why
I'm not gonna die on a hill for Monica. But
yeah, and that's why it's like when Kamaru and Toko come in, they're just like, seriously. So yeah, I guess that was the point, was that yeah, they're kids, and kids were following her because she did seem like a good leader, and really she was just being a manipulative bitch.
Yeah, like just like Nicole, as far as me, yeah, like I didn't mind Monica as far as like that, or like despising her in like a character type of way, because like as far as like as a mastermind, it's like of this whole thing, and her actually like doing a lot of stuff from in that game, like I thought she did it pretty flawlessly. Like even like the whole like the whole like Komaru's parents, and it's like, oh, like are they dead? Are they not dead? Like there's like. This is general fucked up stuff like that. I think she brought the Danganronpa to it for sure, especially like
for sure. Like
yeah, especially like, how all these kids are just abused in like the worst ways possible you can imagine. So like, yeah.
Maybe that's what helped too with the other characters. Sorry, that was the last thing. Just how every other character seemed like, oh, something bad happened to them, and that's why they're like this. And then Monica's just like, Junko! And I'm just like, yeah, it was done in 2. Sorry, they took it way more extreme than you. Get out. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's transition to the anime. Like I just got finished watching all that, and I guess you guys watched it like a year ago. So like I don't know how fresh in your minds it is, but like yeah. Like, could you think of stuff like adaptations of like games into like anime? Cause like you know like the original Danganronpa went to an anime, and that's just basically just the game.
Yeah,
like, even like the cutscenes are just that, so that was disappointing looking at that. It's like, oh, I thought they would like add a little more context, but like I guess that doesn't make sense because you'll get all the context in the world in the game, just like talking to people and like get background stories like that. So like they had to like abridge it as much as they could, and like I guess it's good for what that is, but like it doesn't do it for me, and I never really took the time for it, especially since they didn't get the English voice actors back for that. I was like, no, thank you.
Yeah, do they show the trials in the anime? I was trying to like look at it to see like how much of the games they adapt.
Yes, the thing they cut out the most is obviously it's not like truth bullets going through, so they're not doing that. They just kind of do like the points at the times they need to. They also cut out a lot of the doing the research and going around and finding stuff. They just kind of do like, oh, here's a scene of the guy. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a character's name, and I can't think of anybody that died. Yeah, and it's just showing her, and then all of a sudden, like the weapon, and then it shows the weapon show up on the right-hand screen, like it does in the game, and then it goes somewhere else. And they're talking a little bit, but it's not like the detail you got in the game of like, well, this was found here, but it looks like there's this blood on it, and no, you don't get any of that. You kind of get that from the trial.
Yeah, I guess that does loses a lot.
It loses a lot
because it's
that's
like
a lot of the game.
Exactly, just like deducing everything. Like that's everything. Like I guess like I've never seen a Phoenix Wright anime. I'm pretty sure there is one, but like yeah, I guess that wouldn't flow that well either if you think about it.
The Phoenix. Wait, are you saying Phoenix Wright anime?
Like if there is one, I don't know if
there is one. It went up to the third game actually.
Okay.
It was actually really good. Like it actually did that well because it was an investigation.
Sorry, I know we're talking about the anime, but something just occurred to me, and about the games, and I just wanted to like ask you guys this before we like moved on, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So I feel like the trials in the first game, like it was easier to come up with, like it was possible to like figure out who the killer was, while like before going through the trial, whereas in the second game, like I just felt like it was impossible, like that you would have no idea. Did you guys feel that way? Or like, and it could also just have been the first case in the first game that was like easy to figure out.
It might have been because it's new that like it was like, oh, I don't know how to wrap my mind around everything. No, wait, no. Because
the first one is very obviously that it's Leon, because
because she writes the name.
Yeah, and then like everything, just like every clue you find, just like is like, oh yeah, okay. But like I found in the second game, like there were just like so many leaps in logic that it was like impossible for me to, one, suspect anyone, and two, sometimes I had trouble like determining what would be the appropriate truth bullet. Like,
I think the Mahiru was obvious, quote unquote, but
yeah.
I'm trying to think of the other ones, like when Ibuki died, the ultimate magician, when she died. I don't know if I knew that. I didn't know that was her.
That was the
so fuzzy.
Because it kind of was weird to me when she was getting really close to us as a character. Like she was always like laying in the bed. I'm like, man, what the heck's going on here? And then that already started setting off red flags on like, why are they setting this up, kind of thing.
Yeah, like I think I agree with you, Nicole. Like I feel like yeah, because I do know like God, I wish I could remember these names. I feel so bad I don't remember them. But I do I know in the Hifumi case, like I'm pretty much sure it was like the gambler chick. So
yeah.
So
yes,
like
that one you started to piece it together slowly because it was like, well, why was she running around and all that stuff? And it's like, okay. Yeah, I agree for sure. The first one, I think they did try to be like, all right, we're gonna try and hide it. Obviously that's the whole point of the game, but we're not going to make it like super known. You might be able to piece it together, but through the trial you're going to figure it out more. Two, I think they learned their lesson and we're like, okay, we want to make sure it's very hard, and we throw some crazy things at you that are like going to throw you off the scent a little bit. So then it's like, all right, we think it's you, and then all of a sudden evidence shows it wasn't them because they said something to you very quickly when you first were talking about it, and it's just to make it more crazy than it just being like, oh, it's this person, and then ending it like they did in the first one.
Like if you think of like Nagito's death, it's literally because he said like, oh, you're the person I'm gonna have kill me. Like that's the only evidence you have, and that's it.
Yep. And the same with the Sakura one too. I know that one I kind of started to piece it together very quickly, especially fucking watching so much Detective Conan. So a locked room case where it's only the one person.
Right.
Yeah, you think it might be Sakura, but then you're trying to remember like, okay, what were the rules that Monokuma set? Can somebody kill themselves? Is that okay? Will that set off the trial. So then that's when you start thinking about that stuff, and then you start going away from it, maybe her killing herself, then eventually going back to it because of what she said, because of the evidence. And yeah, they do it very well. And in that V3 demo, I think they're taking it to a whole new level with the lying system.
That line thing, I'm not excited about that.
Yeah, I'm intimidated to hell about that.
As soon as it first happened, I'm like, oh, here we go. Here's the lie. And I'm like, wait, do I lie here? I know it's the trial. They're literally telling me to lie here, but I'm like, do I lie here? The evidence? All right, what's the lying truth bullets? All right, it's these. Okay, so that's 4 things now I have to shoot. What am I doing? And yeah, that's going to get insane on how that takes the story of the trials.
I don't envy Nicole, so she platinumed every game. So I was like, oh, she has to platinum this one too. So.
It's not hard. It's not necessarily hard platinuming the games. It takes so much time. Jesus.
I bet.
Mm-hmm.
That fucking like that last mode, like, which is kind of good because you get to like complete the reports, but like,
yeah,
the first playthrough is like fine, whatever, but then you have to play through like 3 more times, and it's just like, come on, just let me get let me just auto like success this thing and like just get to the like talking to people and learning about them.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we were talking about the anime.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. But I was saying, like the original Danganronpa anime, like it was kind of like whatever. But like I feel like as far as like an adaptation of like continue on from Danganronpa actually being Danganronpa 3 and put it into the anime form, I thought they did a fantastic job with that. Like because like at first I was like how will they do the killing game as far as like, you know, like there's any detective stuff or anything? Like no, there's none of that stuff. So more or less, so it's like it's pretty much just like them. It's basically battle royale. Like they're pretty much all in the room, and it's like hey, just go at it. And it's like I thought, I really liked how those 2 arcs just like flow together like perfectly. Like I did do the the future arc first, and then I did the despair arc. And like I think you both did it both of them simultaneously.
No. I did the despair arc and then the future arc. And I was gonna say, like, I regret doing them as separate things.
Oh, okay.
I like, if I had to do it all over again, I would do it as like concurrently. Like, I don't know, Justin, did you do it that way?
Yeah, so I watch a lot of anime as it comes out. So I noticed it was coming out, and there was 2 different arcs. So the first episode that came out was the future arc, the first episode. Then I think it was like that was Tuesday, and then Thursday was the despair arc.
Yeah.
So then I watched the despair, not the future arc, and then Thursday came. I watched the despair arc episode, and it immediately was like, "Hey, she died, and here's Junko talking to her," and I'm just like, "Okay, I have to go back and forth now, because if this is what they're going to do right away, I can't not do that," even though I was watching them as they came out anyways. But based on their schedule, that's just how it worked, going back and forth. And it just kept reconnecting everything every time I watched an episode and then watched the next one of the despair, and it just was connecting every single dot, as weird as it was. The thing I'm curious about most, and I'm going to buy it, is they brought it out on Blu-ray as one collection. I want to know how they did it. I wonder if they did Future and then Despair, Future, Despair, or they did all of Future and all of Despair. Because if they did it that way, I'm going to be so mad. Because that's going to be a lot of freaking work just to watch it how it should be.
But I can't imagine that they would screw that up, though, because that really is how it's supposed to be done. I mean, like, if you think about things that happen into it, and that's why I realized I messed up. Like, there is a reveal in the Despair arc that would have had so much more, like, it hit me in the show, but then it would have been like so much more impactful had I been watching the Future arc at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure.
Are you talking about her Kyoko's father, friend?
No, I was talking about Chisa.
Oh yeah, you're talking. Yeah, I'm dumb. Like, I don't know why I went to that one.
No.
But no, there's a lot. There's a lot that.
That was like the thing that for me was like, man, I wish I had not fucked this up.
Mm-hmm.
Like Kyoko's I think there's a part of it that's Kyoko's background that's done in future. They talk about it and they show it immediately in the next episode of Despair. I think I might be right. That sounds right.
That doesn't sound right. Cause like for me it was like like I was saying, like Kyoko's father's friend who was the recruiter who brought in these Ultramas in to the school. Like in the future arc, it was just like eventually, and like he was just like close to her, and I was like, oh, is he gonna do something to her? And then like eventually, like she was falling down a pit, he saved her. I was like, oh, he just risked his life for her for no, like, not really no reason, but like, you know, it was like, wow, he just like, I guess he has some obligation or something like that. And then you see that eventually in the Despair.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I think Kyoko's father tells him to like look out for her, or watch over her, or something like that. Like that.
Yeah.
I Wikipedia summarized the episodes today.
Okay.
I was studying at work.
So I want to talk about the Despair arc, and like mostly just because it brings back the characters from Danganronpa 2 again, which I haven't seen since in 2 years. I haven't seen those characters again. Just like how they are normally, instead of like, you know, like all be on the island and being antagonistic against each other, just like them just being normal students. And like honestly, I fucking love that. Like at first I thought at first like in the first episode I was like, oh, like I don't know like how this is gonna like play out, but eventually it was just like, you know, like, oh, we need a student council person in, like, oh, get Chiaka to do it, and like, oh, let's all play games and be friends together, and like for some reason that really worked for me, and I just loved like all those characters, even like Taru, who's like the scumbag, like just
pervert.
Yeah, just him getting punched every time he says something stupid and dumb. Like that's funny to me, and like I enjoyed it so much.
I love his little Creole accent that's the chef, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love him for the hot minute that he was in Danganronpa 2. Mostly like in the trial where he was like speaking in like a Creole accent or whatever it was. I was just like,
right.
And I think that's what works best about this Despair arc TV show is, which would be nice for the first game too, like if they did something like this, but we know that there was no time to actually show that first class from the first game at all, like together. That literally their first interactions at all were in the game. So for the second game, we know they had a pass by the end of it. They knew they were all the stuff they went on. They turned into Despair, Junkified, and knowing what they were like before, we wanted to see that because we got that in the game, but we still like knew that there was something that this wasn't technically them. So getting to see what they were actually like before this is why I think the Despair arc does so well, and why everybody really enjoys it and wanted it, is to see these characters how they actually are, instead of how they acted in the in 2.
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Well, I was gonna say, I agree with you, but for me, when I watched the Despair arc, I felt a little disappointed because I wanted to see them be evil. Like,
sure.
I just wanted to get a better understanding of like what it was that they did that made them like so terrible. And like I think that the anime does a great job of like making us care about them and telling that story. But for me, it just like cut off too soon. And like I guess like if we really did see them evil, then maybe they would have lost some of what they had gained. But for me, that's kind of my expectation when I went into that, and so when I didn't get that, I was a little disappointed.
I think like the showing them evil part is like mostly, well, not mostly, like it was highlighted in the game, like, you know, like where it showed like Nagito cutting off Juko's hand and like having sex with her dead body, and then like all that other gross and weird stuff like that. Just like because like they worshipped her like to that extent is, man, like.
And I think they showed some of the fights that they were doing in the future arc a little bit, I think.
Well, it wasn't a clip on a TV screen, right?
Something like that.
Yeah, it was something like that. They were like showing Fuyuhiko and Peko going after people and killing them, and then like the Monokumas after people too. So we got a little bit of it, but yeah, no, I do agree. I wish I could have seen a little bit more of Junko saying, "Hey, Despair," and then them doing their thing or starting to do their thing, and see what they or why they started to go more that way.
Quick question. Like, this is it's still on topic, but it's like a side thing. Like, when you first played Danganronpa 1 and 2, I'm just curious about this. It's like, was there like any characters just like, oh, you're gonna fucking die? Like, did like the obvious one is like, oh, you're gonna fucking die, and it's like it didn't happen. Like, you know, like Hero from like the first game, the psychic guy. Like the first time I saw him, like, oh, you're gonna die. Like, you're a target. You got a target on your back. You're gonna die, and that didn't happen. And even in the second one, what's his name? Katsuichi?
Well, I thought he was gonna murder someone. I was like, with that fucking face, no way. You're
like, was there any like targets that you just thought like, oh, you're gonna die, or like, did you like see something coming? Like, I thought like Tarutaro would get killed. I didn't think he would be a killer. That's
I
one
thought
thing.
Nekumara was gonna die, but because I liked him so much.
Nekumara was so good. Oh my god.
I'm just looking now if you have anybody else, Nicole. I'm trying to think.
Tarutaro is a good like good one. Yeah, he was kind of like, no, who could love this man? Byakuya, like fake Byakuya.
Oh yeah, the ultimate imposter. That's, oh my god. Like, can we talk about that? Just that in general. Like,
I turned into what it is.
Yeah, because like I remember that. Like, I'm playing that game, like, Byakuya, and like, you're in this again. Do you remember everything that happened? Apparently you don't. And why are you so fat? And like I'm just trying to remember. And like, he died, and it's like, oh, you're not even him. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that was like the weirdest thing for a while.
I also screwed up because I could have sworn Pekka was gonna make it, because I was like, oh, you look like Genocide Jack. Whatever Genocide Jack still made.
She even did the mask thing. She's like, oh, I'm a serial killer too. I forgot.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, you're totally gonna make it. And I should have known better. I should have been like, no, she's totally not.
Like, no, I like you. You're probably gonna die. That's how this works in this fucking game. We can have Hero survive. No one likes him, but like, yeah, Chiyaka, she could die. That's fine. Yeah.
But they killed
and what they do with
the demo, so I feel like all's right with the world, maybe.
I mean, it's just, yeah.
And even what they did with Hero in the anime for 3 was hilarious. They cut him out completely. They're like, okay, people don't really like him, so we're just gonna throw him outside. Pretend like he's doing something.
It's a fucking giant troll character. That's all he is.
If you could trade Hero with one of the characters from the first anime, who would it be? Like, Hero would die instead of them.
Ooh. No, not Hifumi, no.
Okay. I'm replacing it with a guy, because if it's a girl, then it's kind of unbalanced. But I would have actually said Taka.
I was thinking Taka too, if we go by the replace with a guy rule. Otherwise, the martial artist.
Oh, Sakura?
Sakura. I was going to go with Celeste if it was a girl.
Yeah, probably Celeste would probably be mine. Either her or Chihiro. I like Chihiro.
I like Celeste, but like I really liked how things like devolved in that courtroom case. Too much to, like, give up on that. Like when she was trying to lie through the whole end, and she just goes like, "I'm Celeste fucking Nuremberg." And
yeah.
Girl, you get it.
I was gonna say, so much for being the ultimate gambler, right? But yeah, back to your question though, Nabeshin. Somebody, I guess this is like both. I was actually kind of expecting Taka to die. Like just how he acted, I'm like, oh, he's totally gonna die. You can't have the loud mouth going that long. And then the person I was expecting to die that didn't die was Toko. Literally, I saw her. I'm like, oh, she's gonna be gone in like 2 trials, maybe. Nope. And now she's a fan favorite, and I'm just like, how?
How?
I don't think people care about Toko. I think people care about Genocide Jack.
Well, that's because she's more interesting.
But you don't like her,
I mean, again,
Byakuya flashbacks or fantasies or something like that. Her live fanfics.
Oh my god.
Yes, I like those, and I like Toko in Ultra Despair Girls only.
Okay.
Because of how she acts and getting to see that more.
For sure.
Of the first game, I gotta look at the second game again. Second, Ibuki. I did not. She's another mixed one. I expected her to die, but I was like, she can't die. She's too colorful. She's too out there. She's too great. But it's the same thing with Taka. She's too out there, and she probably died because of it. Person I expected to die, Soda.
Mm-hmm.
He was like one of the first people I was like, he's not going to do anything. Like, he's going to be like one of those cannon fodder that somebody's going to want to just kill. And then nope, he survives. And I'm like, okay.
Did you have any, Nicole, or that's just
wait. So I thought, so Soda, I thought was going to die. Right, that's the mechanic, right?
Yeah.
And then I thought he was gonna die. He didn't die. Who did I think was going to die? Oh wait, who did I think wasn't going to die? But died? Pekko. Yeah, Pekko and Nekomata.
I'm sad now.
Well, we'll try to have Goodbye Despair by the end of this. Hopefully, maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
Either that or we'll just all cry our way out of the podcast.
Yeah, for sure. While we're still talking about the anime, like the future arc, those new characters that they brought into there, like any of those stood out to you? Like obviously, like Chisa's like the standout for me personally. Kyosuke, like, huh?
Kyosuke. I gotta look.
Kyosuke's the main dude. He's like you killed my despair, or you killed the hope, so I have to give you my despair, or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, he was so wishy-washy. I didn't like him because of that, but like I understand he's the quote unquote Seto Kaiba of this fucking thing, but like he could have been better. Personally,
he was just a dick to me. I was like, I want to like you because you have a sword, but like,
yeah,
you better.
Like. And like obviously like the biggest like elephant in the room for me, at least with like watching the anime, it's like in Juzo, the ultimate boxer.
So good.
Like
I'm so upset he died.
Like really? It's like you're in love with your best friend. Sure, that's fine, that's cool, but like not telling him about Junko? Like, are you crazy? Like, why? That's so dumb. Just because you reveal that you're gay? Who cares?
I thought you were saying the Great Gozu.
I wish they would have tried to make that motivation just a little bit more believable. Like,
I know.
Yeah.
That just was like, really, dude?
Yeah.
I mean, like that's like I can imagine like your best friends at least if he said like I love you, he'd be like, okay, well, sorry, dude, like I got my other girlfriend, but like I still care about you. That's how it ended. Like that's literally how it ended. Like who cares? Like that's so that was like a big misstep for me. It's like just him in general. Like he like there could have been like any other reason. Like literally give him a little sister or something like that, and just like have help for a hot sister or something. I don't know, but like. Something like that. Like that's just like a upsetting thing for me.
I really actually liked, even though she took a turn there. I actually liked Ruruka, the confectionery girl.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I I thought she was funny and stuff, and like I said, then like the weird turn she took, it kind of was like, okay, why? That was kind of fucked up, but hey, I guess. In this kind of killing game, it's not the same as the other two, so what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I was like definitely a Seiko fan, which is the chemist, right? So of those two girls, I definitely took her side because I was just like, I just was like, no, you're being the good friend here, and this chick is just like using you.
Yeah, no, I got it.
I related to that much more.
Justin likes the bad girls, the one that crush your souls.
It's okay.
Bad girls too, but when it's like bad girls versus like really like like my favorite character in Lost is Ben Linus. Like, so I like bad guys. Like, but for whatever reason, like compared to those two, like, yeah, no, I have to go with the like chemist girl. Also, she like totally went beast mode.
Oh, that was so cool. I was kind of like, at that point, I was so upset she died because I was like, dude, you were freaking awesome right now. And then it just ended. And I'm like, oh, you were so interesting right now. Why did you have to go all of a sudden? But
yeah,
that future arc, man, that was intense. Everything about it.
like even the whole like Kyoko's death thing, like
oh man,
that really got to me. Like that was
oh my
like,
god, I think I started crying.
That really got to me, and it's so weird too, like because you can easily say like at the end of it, oh that's just bullshit. That's like Deus Ex Machina, like garbage that she survived at the end. But like I feel that's so earned. Like personally because like I went through the future arc and like it was up to like before the Hope episode, so it's like I saw all that. I thought she was dead and all this stuff, and then I went through all of the Despair arc, and I'm like super low at this moment. Like oh my god, like I could not be like more depressed at that moment than after I finished watching the Despair arc, and then I see the Hope arc, seeing all those characters back again, and then I see Kyoko at the end. I was like, thank you. Like I needed that. Like that really did something for me at least.
Literally, the Hope arc was hope for us. Emotionally.
You didn't think that they were going to keep her dead. Like I just like I refuse to believe that they would kill her off permanently. Like I refuse. And also like because like it also wouldn't make sense with the character. Like she had 4 turns to figure it out. Like she was plotting and planning. I don't know. That's just kind of how I felt. But yes, like no, I was like upset and kind of like hoping that there was going to be a way around it. And then when you got to the Hope arc, you're like, okay, yes, that's right. That's how it should be. Because otherwise, I'd really quit this series.
Yeah, I think I almost started crying with the Kyoko thing, and then just seeing all the Danganronpa 2 characters come back, and I started crying there. I was just like, oh my god, it makes sense. Even though they don't describe why they came back, to me, in my brain, I came up with a good reason. Which, I mean, I guess I can say if you don't mind. But I think they didn't die, because the whole thing that they were in was just to, like... It was just like oh my god, I just literally forgot the word. It starts with an R.
Reformation? Or...
Yeah, let's go with that. Like, that was the whole point of the machine, was to bring them back. Like, so why would they have a kill switch in the thing? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, they can keep them in there. They don't have to ever release them until they get better. So there's no reason for a kill switch. So then by the time Danganronpa 3, like, again, I didn't think about it till they came back. But I'm like, why did they come back? And then that's when it came into my mind, like, again, why would there be a kill switch on that thing? It didn't make sense. And the fact that they brought him back at least made me feel better that, okay, yeah, I can't imagine Makoto having a... All right, let's hit the big red button and electrocute him. All right. Next. Like, I couldn't imagine that. So that cleared up that for me. I know some people were kind of upset about it, that the people were not dead, but at least I tried to make a justification for it.
Hey, it worked for me. That's all I gotta say. Like I said, I finished all the Despair arc, and I was so low at that moment. And, like, the Hope really did just like bring me back into it. Like, and hey, I guess that's the magic thing around. Like, honestly, just like one of my favorite gaming moments is like the end of the original Danganronpa, where it's like you just pretty much say hope over and over again. Just to be too cold. I guess that's to testify to kill her off. But like I don't know, like and like them just like going in front of the door, not knowing what's going to be on the other side, and just like we're just gonna hope something's there for us. It wasn't, but like yeah, but still, it was really powerful for that game. That's like as a standalone game. Danganronpa is it's almost perfect to me.
And then you play 2 and you're like, Hope's a beach! Yay! Or not.
Although, I will say, like, I'm glad that they came back. I wasn't bothered by that, but I did leave that thinking, like, those weren't necessarily the characters that I wanted brought back to life. Like, I felt really bad about the characters in the first game.
Oh yeah, those we're not getting back. Definitely not. And that's what my one friend too said. The same thing as you. He was like, "Yeah, I wish the Danganronpa 1 characters came back more so than the 2 ones." And I'm like, "Yeah, but that was actually death. This one wasn't so much."
I guess we'll just talk about now this V3, like our hopes, our dreams, like honestly, does Juko pretty much just being a virus now, or being just like this program on the internet that's like hey, I'm just an excuse now to be in sequels because like I can't ever die. Like, does that do anything for you guys? Like, it's disappointing to me, but like I get it, but like well, I don't know. I'm conflicted.
Do you want me to make you feel better, Nabeshin?
Sure.
The guy literally said the Danganronpa 3 is the end of Hope's Peak Academy arc. Like, Junko's not going to be in it anymore. Like, Junko is done. There's nothing with her anymore.
What? But she's in V3, right? I mean, she has to be Monokuma, right?
No.
I mean,
the guy literally said the end of her arc was that anime, and that's why it ends the way it does.
So
to send her off with that arc. So now what's going on in V3? Gotta play it to find out, and that's what makes me so much more interested in V3, because it's like, if she's gone, who's doing all this? And that's what makes it more interesting.
It could be Monica.
It could be Monica. It could be.
So,
so literally said, and they might not even show up either. Like, I don't think any character is going to show up again. From the old arcs.
I thought the ending of Ultra Despair Girls was hinting that she would be back, but I guess that was just for Danganronpa 2 then.
Because Ultra Despair Girls happens during 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, it's all like all this hinting at stuff that's clearing up some stuff to make more sense in your brain of why Junko's a virus now, that kind of stuff. But no, like, 3 is it. That's why she's in the freaking theater talking and being like, well, yeah, I'm fucking screwed. I'm dead.
Okay.
And she even mentions, I think, being a virus or doing that stuff in 2, I think. But yeah, no, the guy literally said,
but he
could have changed it, but
she was deleted in 2. Is that what you're saying? I think it's been so long I can't remember. Like, she was deleted in 2, right?
Yeah, like they get rid of her.
Okay.
They completely get rid of her, I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, the guy literally said that's the end of the arc. That's why they did the anime the way they did. They didn't want to make a game based on it because the story they wanted to tell clearly could not be done in game form.
Right.
So they wanted to tell a story like that and finish it off and send those characters off, that story about Hope's Peak Academy and all the secrets and all that stuff down with that. So now V3 is a new stuff. Who knows if the next game after that is going to be a continuation of V3 or what's going on, but and again, that could all change. For all we know, Junko could show up at the end of V3 and surprise us all. Only Japan knows, and the writer knows at this rate.
I will say though, I have been missing Monokuma for a while because like he wasn't in all the Despair Girls and he wasn't really in V3, so like I'm excited to see Monokuma in all his force again. So we'll see what happens.
For sure.
I feel very conflicted though because like the V3, like, yes, like it's probably the right thing to get rid of all the old stuff and like just have like a new story or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to get like to the point where you start like just ruining what you've already done. But at the same time, like we've invested so much in those characters and they're so alluring. It's just like letting them go is kind of just like heartbreaking. Because I just
for sure.
Yeah. But as I played the game last night though, I was just like, you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready for a new adventure. Like like going through that again, meeting new characters, being like, oh yes, like yes, I want another Danganronpa. So if this is what we have to do to like make sure we can keep having these games, like I'll give it a try.
Does it disappoint you that you're back in the school again? Or does it feel like nostalgic because you were in the island in the first games or in the second game? So
I mean, I'm wondering how much of that, like, Justin, do you know? Is it for sure going to be in a school? Because I will say I kind of liked the island mechanic of the second one, just how there was just like you like walked around and like got to explore different parts of the island.
Like every island was like so different and new.
Yeah,
That was just a cool thing.
Yeah, no, I have no idea. Like I'm trying to stay as spoiler free as possible. Yeah, the demo was as most as I was gonna go, and I wouldn't even have played that if they didn't say on PlayStation Blog and everywhere else saying, don't worry about spoilers. It's its own thing. Enjoy it, play it, get to know the characters, and that was enough for me to be like, all right, I'm good. But no, if it's this, I have a feeling the demo was the school that we're going to be in. Now, what are they going to do with it? I don't know. Maybe they'll do the same thing like they did in the first game with different floors. It looks like it's in space almost. Like it feels like at least some of the areas look like it's like in a totally different place altogether.
I think they're in space.
I don't know, like seeing like the dormitory room reminded me sort of. I don't know. I'm trying to make it as weird as possible. Where else can they go?
I mean, like if they were in space, and Monica went into space at the end of 3, so like hey, there she is. So
but yeah, like no, I have no idea where they're gonna go. I have a feeling though that the demo that is the first area. Yeah. I have a feeling that is it, and I feel like that's the dormitory. But now, is it an actual school? I don't know. Like I said, it could be a space station. Who knows? That's my random out there guess because of how it looks. But other than that, I could not tell you.
Sure. All right, guys. Yeah. I think it's time. We talk about our favorite characters and rank them. We're going to have ourselves a top 5 officially between the three biggest Danganronpa fans.
This is the only list that matters. Nobody else.
The top 5 ultimates and probably Kaharu. Kamaru, if we want to include her. The best Danganronpa characters, basically. Yeah, like, who wants to start off?
I was going to say, should we mention our honorables, or should we go around the table, each one with like 5 and then 4? Or
let's mention our honorables. Like, I'll go around. You start, Justin.
I'll say my honorables first. I have 4. I was trying to get it down to 3, but I couldn't forget Ibuki. So yeah, Ibuki is one of them. As soon as she came out and was like all rocker, and I'm like, okay, I need this because we didn't have that at all in the first one. So she was really fun. Super sad that she died. Sonia. Never mind. Amazing. She is, she is literally number 6. Very close to 5 because she was so great. Every time she'd freaking just come out and just say something to somebody in that like tone of their pose, like putting the hand down, just made me smile.
Like any interaction with her in what's his name? Gundam?
or Gundam too.
Yeah, like it's just so funny.
So then my weird ones, I already talked about Ruruka from 3. Liked her. Then the super weird one, Kotoko from Ultra Despair Girls. It might have been the voice actress, because I heard her in other stuff. But man, she was so funny. The tickle torture.
Oh, right.
Quote unquote tickle torture. Yeah, like that was the one thing I was actually happy about by the end of the game, is that nobody actually died of the kids, because I was like kind of upset if she would have died, or any of the other kids really.
Sure.
But yeah, she was super funny. So yeah, and again, it's hard because I could literally say some of my honorables can go up to maybe 5, but my number 5 is Celeste. Literally, she was one of the first people that I saw in Danganronpa 1 when I first played it and said, her. Immediately was starting to root for her, and then her attitude was even more like, okay, it's kind of cool, I like it. Just plus her Lolita style was really great. I like that. Yeah, I liked her attitude. The way she went out too. One, I wasn't expecting her to actually kill anybody ever, let alone multiple people.
Really? Like, she seemed pretty cutthroat.
At that point, yes. Like, she seemed like from then she kept saying things like, "Oh yeah, she would probably do it," but I kept seeing that as a sign as probably not. Like you have to be. I mean, yes, by the end of it, and how she did it made sense to her character and how she did it and tried to do it. She tried to be sneaky. And I guess maybe it's the way she went out too is part of the way I liked her. She went out with a blaze of glory, literally. Yeah, she definitely was one of the people that I liked the most.
All right. Let's do Nicole.
Should I keep going?
No, let's go Nicole next.
Okay. Okay. So to run through my honorables, I will say Celeste is definitely one of mine, and probably. I just couldn't fit her on the list. But I agree with you, Justin. Like, she is a very cool character. And then next, I would say Byakuya, just because, like, he very clearly, like, I'm surprised that I like him as much as I do too. And I didn't really think about it until I just started doing this. But like, I mean,
he grows on you.
Yeah, he grows on you. He's like an asshole that should have died. But, like, and he probably that I was like, this motherfucker's gonna die because he's an asshole, and then he ends up like not. He ends up surviving, and then he ends up actually like being like helpful. And then his whole relationship with Toko is just like hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes. That helps.
Yeah. The next character is Sakura. Because I relate to her a lot because like I'm a strong athletic girl, but like she also kind of had this like heart of gold and like sensitive side to her. Like her like extra stuff is all about like how she's like training to like be like as good as her lover or some such, like I don't know. Like I related to her and I saw a lot of myself in her.
Her companionship with Asahina's been great.
It was so great.
Yeah, that was so heartbreaking. That whole like that storyline and like how like Asa like basically tried to sabotage everyone.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense, but like I appreciated their relationship and how like she basically just like looked after, or Sakura just like looked after everybody. She was like the one fighting Monokuma all the time. And then Nekomara, like I just couldn't fit him on the list either. But like, I think he for me is like the male version of Sakura.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Yeah. So like that's why it's like and then so like my number 5, because I started doing this and I was like I have all these like female characters and I was like well I have to like it's because probably I see myself in them or like I just relate to them. But I was like, no, I have to have a man. And then I was like, well, that's stupid. I should just go with who I want. But, like, but as I was doing that, I was like, no, like there's a male character, and my number 5 is Makoto.
Nice.
It didn't seem right to have a top 5 list and he not be in it. He's one of the protagonists, and like, he also like kind of has like an evolution, right? He's just like this like guy from meager beginnings, and he's like, oh, I shouldn't be here, I don't have like an ultimate, and it's like you have ultimate luck, and like and like he doesn't even understand how it works. And even like in the anime, Junko is like his luck is like unpredictable, I just don't understand it. And like just like he just becomes so much more like this plucky guy who like eventually like becomes this great hero. And it's not like it doesn't make you want to throw up how hopeful he is. It's like it's endearing, and so you're just like, oh yeah, this is great. And again, I can see myself in him. I'm like the like positive person who like just makes the best of what they can do and like is there for my friends and supporting them and stuff like that. So like that, I really like admire Makoto in that, and that he's not annoying. Like that's the really big part, is like he can be that way and like I still tolerate him.
For sure. All right. So my honorable mentions. One of them is for me is Hajime Hinata, the main protagonist from Danganronpa 2. Like I like him a lot. Like I don't think he's fleshed out enough in the anime, unfortunately. Like he has great moments with Chiyaka, obviously, but like like as far as like having like a good personality for his own, like I think they kind of like fell flat a little bit on that. But like in the game, like you could tell that like he just has this sense of justice that he just like at least tries to like get from everybody in the second game. Yeah, like yeah, I just think like he's just a good protagonist as far as the fact that like he literally is like someone who doesn't have any like special qualities, but like he's just making do with what he has, and like and because of that, like he actually becomes like more than anyone can possibly imagine. So yeah, I think Hajime is pretty cool. Another one would be Ao Asahina, the Ultimate Swimmer from the first game. I just like her. She's bubbly. She has a good personality. I think God, like after talking to Sakura, or not Sayaka, in the first game, I think I immediately just went just talking to her mostly because like I just like her. Like she's just like just a good upbeat and like good personality. And like she was like one of the people I enjoy talking to the most when you have your free time and like actually get to talk to people. She was like actually one of the more interesting ones. God, and let me get one more honorable mention. I think it has to be Nagisa. Weirdly enough,
I feel that.
Like two, like no, absolutely not. But like in but in the anime, like he was actually somewhat cool. I actually liked him. Not really the whole bombs in the gymnasium thing, but like pretty much like when he came back and like you know, like he was helpful, he was trying, and like I don't know why I even said that. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but
no, you're not. Like he's like he's crazy in the second one, but it's also kind of like, well, this is kind of endearing, and especially after you see the anime, you're like, all right.
Yeah.
Well.
There's something likable about him. Like even like, cause like it's weird, cause like at the ending of 3, like he was just on the ship and everything. Like he was like a normal person there, and I was like, oh yeah, like go Nagito, like you're all right. You have your moments.
He's definitely a unique person. That's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right, and as for my number 5, my number 5 would actually be like, cause it's weird, cause I feel like if I had her on the list, like it would just have to be the bottom. Like just because like she does fucked up stuff, and it's Junko. Junko is my my 5th one. Like she's fucking crazy, but like anytime she talks though, it's like you're just mesmerized when she talks, and it's the weirdest thing, and like it's the only time where like, you know, like having a woman step on me is like, oh, maybe it's not so bad type of thing. So like I don't know.
It's really weird how she talks. Like, I guess that's a part of her personality, but you didn't think he would actually come through the game and literally hypnotize you as a person.
Yeah.
But like how she talks, it's just like, okay, yeah, I get it. Yeah. I totally understand what you're saying. Makes sense. Kind of believe you. That's kind of weird, but I do kind of believe you. And then you literally listen to her.
Yeah.
How? Like, how does that kind of character do that too? It's weird.
Yeah, but that's mine. So, what's your 4th, Justin?
Number 4, maybe not so much of a surprise. I don't know. But Kyoko. Literally, as soon as I first saw her, I already knew, like, just by how she looked and how she acted, I knew I was gonna like her. As somebody who likes a lot of detective stuff and watches a lot of detective stuff, yeah, she was definitely a no-brainer by the end of it. Again, and it doesn't help at all in 3 when she died and freaking bawling my eyes out. And but yeah, she goes through an arc and getting at least to know her more through the anime. Some of her backstory a little bit more. Yeah, she's a great character. If they actually replace, I wouldn't be too upset if they actually replace Kyoko with Makoto as the main character. Like, you actually got to play as Kyoko. I probably wouldn't have been upset about that at all. because she seemed like more of the main character, helping Makoto out with everything, than Makoto was actually helping himself out in a way, at least in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, so Kyoko's number 4.
What we got, Nicole?
So my number 4 is Genocide Jack.
Okay.
Yeah, screw Toko.
Not Toko, Genocide Jack. Because like I just like when you're playing the first game and Genocide Jack comes out and it's like a complete flip of like Toko. Like the personality, like Genocide Jack is like making jokes, is like perverted, is aggressive, and you get even more of that in Ultra Despair Girls. It's just like it's such a like crazy, like fascinating character, and she's like so fun to watch. And I think that when she comes out in the trial, I was like dying. Like it was like such a complete surprise, but like very welcome, and like did a lot to make a character that was like kind of abhorrent at least like bearable.
Did anybody see that coming? Just out of curiosity.
If you can... No.
I knew some. I will admit, no, I did not know it was going to be her. But like they kept mentioning this Genocide Jack after a while, and I'm just like, okay, one character has to be Genocide Jack of this group, like, right? It has to be somebody. But wasn't expecting to split personality though of a character, especially her.
Yeah, for sure. My number 4 would be the Ibuki, the best ultimate musician from Danganronpa 2. I liked her, like more so in the game than more so in the game than in the anime. Like in the anime, I think she was very downplayed. But like in the game, like like she anytime she talks to you and like she's confident, she has like her long nose pop up, and then she just says like this quirky stuff like pointing and just like points to the side all the time. Like she's like, as far as like a memorable character from Danganronpa, like she always sticks in my mind as like one of my favorite ones. Was super sad when she died, obviously, but like I guess that's how it goes in these games. But yeah, Ibuki's my 4th.
Yeah, I totally got this. I'm super smart. Oh man, I didn't get it right, and she freaking slumps down and like all upset.
All right, Justin.
Oh, it's getting closer. 3, and this is who I actually cosplayed. Is Fuyuhiko.
Wow.
His arc went like skyrocketing through everything he did. It was like at first like, okay, you're kind of an asshole, but like, of course you're an asshole. You're the ultimate Yakuza. It makes sense. And then that whole arc with the trial with Peko and what they went through there and finding out about all the past stuff through the game and just him being just upset. He literally fell into despair right there after Peko died, and I was just like, I feel you. I totally feel you. Because I was actually liking both of you. I started to like both of you during that trial.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just, how he comes back pretty much fighting for Peko and being like, you know what, no, I'm not going to despair anymore. I'm going to fight and try and take care of all this. And he does. And just how he improves himself just made me like him so much. And that's when I cried again during the anime when Peko was alive, and I'm like, oh my god, Fuyuhiko, you can be happy again. Started flipping out. But yeah, like his character in general, his whole arc was kind of like Byakuya's in the first one, but Fuyuhiko actually improved, whereas Byakuya still stayed the same. So yeah, Fuyuhiko is fantastic. His journey was most of the reason why I liked him so much.
Mm-hmm. Nicole?
So my number 3 is Chiaki. Just because like she immediately stuck out to me in the second game. Like I feel like I found it harder to like characters in the second game. But Chiaki was definitely one that I liked from the start and liked all the way through, and like was like really sad when she died. And then like even sadder to like go through the despair arc, see like the character that she'd become, and like have this realization that like she is like dead for good. And I just think that they built that character up so well, and like she's so important to like your emotions in the despair arc, because she is such an amazing character. and like she's like Makoto but in female form, but probably also better because she was always there with Hajime, like being positive and like helping him. Like he was the Kyoko of the second game.
Yes, for sure. And let's play a game. I just want to play a game. Can we play a game? I would love to play a game with you. Just saying.
Yeah.
So sad.
Like anytime you bring her up, I just get bummed. Like, I really do. My number 3 would be Makoto. The protagonist from Danganronpa 1, and like that's pretty much what Nicole said. Like and, like I think the best part of Makoto is like he's not a guy who has all the answers, but like he tries and he tries so hard. Probably the person I connect to the most as far as like someone who's like, you know, like I'm not perfect, but like I try and I try the best for like the make this work out for everybody. Even like, you know, like he has this huge weight on his shoulders now, being like the symbol of hope. But like he's willing to take it because like it's important for the people around him. He's like, I'll take this burden just so like you know, like stuff can like actually get moving and stuff can actually fluctuate. Yeah, like Makoto's like really like a person I connect to probably the most in all the of all of Danganronpa.
He's definitely like the main character, no matter what. Like second game, he's not in it, but you like as soon as they point out Makoto's doing stuff and make this stuff happen, you're like, of course Makoto would do something like this. He's definitely the main character in the Hope Speak Academy arc.
Yeah.
Completely. Even Ultra Despair Girls, as weird as it is, like even though it's Makoto's sister, Makoto's still like the moving motivation for her to keep going at a certain point. So he's very much the high point.
Two, Justin, what you got?
Does anyone want to take a guess? I'm going to play the guessing game now. I know you know the first one, Nabeshin, so that's boring.
I know the first one. Like,
okay.
Your first one's got to be Junko.
Okay. So second one, though, before we get to the first one.
I have no idea what the second one is, but I was like...
the second one is Munakata, the high school president in 3. Badass sword. Yeah, he's the one I want to cosplay next. Really bad. As weird as it was, that whole time, I believed in him. I truly knew that he was going at it the wrong way, but the way he was trying to go at it and trying to kind of bring everybody together was wrong.
Yeah.
But his ideals and stuff, I actually did believe in. Like, if I was in that killing game, I probably would have died because he probably would have killed me, but I would have believed in him. I would have been his right-hand buddy.
Killing everyone else in the killing game?
Yeah. Because by the end of it, he knew he shouldn't have killed anybody.
Yeah.
but he knew, like, he knew what he thought. There's always that character trope of them thinking they know what they're doing is right, and he realized he knew what he was doing was right, but he knew the bad stuff he did was wrong, and he fucking regrets it all. Like, he literally did by the end. So by the end of it, he kind of fixed himself back up and became kind of the opposite of despair and became hope again. And I thought his arc was great. Like, I enjoyed watching what he would do that whole time. And because of the stuff he was doing, I knew he wasn't the quote-unquote killer. Even though he was killing a lot of people. But he wasn't like the main... He wasn't like the Monokuma that was behind everything on why they were dying the way they were. And making everybody fall asleep and stuff like that. I knew he wasn't it from the very beginning, before it even started. And then when he started doing the things he did, I knew it wasn't him still. Yeah, I don't know. I just really liked how his arc went. Fuck it. Should I just go to my first one, Nabeshin? Is that okay?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's fucking Junko. Junko is the fucking best. She's a fucking goddess of despair. Like, she's amazing. Like, I knew I was not going to be able to keep it secret just when talking about the whole games in general. Like, every time we had to bring her up, I'm just like, all right, can I downplay it? No. All right, she's amazing.
Justin, I've like
Yeah.
a couple of IP podcasts with you and heard you talk about the characters that you like. I was like, I've got this guy pegged. I was like, I know. I suspected she was gonna be number one, and I knew she was gonna be somewhere on the list.
Mm.
Yeah, Junko just, and again, it wasn't the end part that got me. It was the Mukuro part that got me right away. Like, I saw her, I'm like, okay, she looks like somebody I like. It's usually good half of what I like in a character in games. And then just that first part, even though it wasn't quote unquote Junko, it was still in a way Junko. But I like that part. So she was the first person I actually started to talk to and tried to get more information out of, and then she fucking died. I was so pissed. And I'm like, well, fuck. All right. Literally lost a character I really was actually enjoying already. And then when she showed up at the end, being the mastermind of all of it, and how she acted with all those fucking personalities, and like I said earlier, how she spoke, again, to me, how she was saying everything, and I was just kind of like entranced by literally every word she was saying. It was like the magic of her character in that world somehow reached out to me, where I was actually kind of like, yeah, okay, sure, I get it. So much to the point that I even joked with you, Nabeshin, I'm pretty sure, and Alex, that I was like, by the end of 2 and finding out that everybody was taking body parts and stuff like that, I'm like, oh god, I probably would have been one of those people. I can just fucking guarantee it. I totally can be. I just, in that world, I probably would have been one of those people. I probably would have. And again, it's probably because of the words. Like I said, it just somehow that reached out to me somehow. That I actually started listening to her, and I was like, yeah, okay, sure. And then she died, showed up in 2, and I'm like, all right, see, this is how awesome she is. She can't die. She's never going to die. And just how funny she was. Like in 3.
She's hilarious, yeah.
Even in 3, when she's in the theater and she's talking to the home nurse teacher person, and she's just like, yeah, we're dead. Good job on that one. Just how she talked in all her different personalities, like the fucking rocker one, her crazed one, her like more serious one, her cutesy one was like the weirdest one for me. But it was just super interesting just to see her in that class trial. And even in the class trial, we all, like, from the moment she reveals herself, we know it's her. Like, we know she's behind everything. But the trial goes on like a normal trial, and we don't have evidence that it's actually her until we start getting everything out. So how she's speaking to everybody during the trial is just like freaking music being played, because she's actually doing a good job, until, of course, the fucking smallest evidence is stupid shit. Points that, oh yeah, it was her, and then she's like, okay, yeah, it was me. All right, then she just kills herself, because that's how crazy she is. Yeah, Junko's the fucking best. I am literally going to miss her if she does not show up anymore, which she probably won't. But like I said, if there was any more of her, I'd kind of be upset, because they did tell her story and how she acted, and she was. If they tried to do any more with her, they'd probably be doing a disservice for her now, because they'd be probably running out of ideas on how to use her.
For sure. All right, Nicole, number 2, and I guess number 1 right after that.
Okay, so as a proud member of House Slytherin, I would also have to have Junko on my number 2. And it's really funny, because Justin, like, a lot of things that you said are exactly like what I agree with. Like, he was like one of the first characters that I saw And I was like, oh yes. And it was because she was like the ultimate fashionista or whatever, but she was,
Yeah, that helped. That very helped.
But she was like super aggressive and like not a ditz. Like she was like, she seemed like a really cool person, and I was like hanging out with her. And then I was like, fuck, she died. Like, sorry.
No, you're good.
Like that death like was like so shocking to me. And then so like yeah, when she comes back at the end, and it's like it's even better than what you thought it was. It's like that turned up to the max. And I remember playing that last trial on an airplane with one of my friends who like was like watching me play it and like listening, and she was just like, what is this? But she too was like invested, and she was just like, what is this crazy thing? And it's just like, she for me really like makes Danganronpa like what it is, which is this like wacky, zany, over the top thing. And like the voices, the like how she comes back in number 2, and it like how she's just so glib and flippant about everything, and like yeah, like I won't belabor the point. But yeah, but she's my number 2 because like, you know, like she's a bad guy.
Yeah.
And as much as I like
that doesn't mean she's bad guy.
I can fix her. You just don't understand.
You can't fix that. Can't fix that. She's just crazy, like, you know, and I can't really like get behind crazy like that. Only partially.
She's the good crazy. She's the good kind of crazy.
No such thing. But so my number 1 is Kyoko. Just because, like, yeah, like I mean, she's well, like, one, she should be the main character, and like I love a really strong, smart, intelligent woman. I mean, that's why I like Junko. It's just that Kyoko is alive and a good person. But she's like also, she's just like such a strong character, and you know, that's the reason that we were kind of like, that's why I was like, no, she can't die at the end of it. I refuse to believe that she's gonna die.
Oh man, all right.
All right, Nabeshin, hit us.
Yeah.
I know you said Junko's number 5, but it's okay to just move her up now. You can do that. We can just ignore it. We can all be friends in the Junko taking body parts club.
Okay. So my number 2 is actually from the anime as well, and it's Chisa, the ultimate housekeeper. She's the open housekeeper, but she's a teacher. I really adored her in the anime from what I saw from her. And just her dedication to being a teacher, also being a dedication to finding out the secret, and dedication to Kyosuke, and like finding out the secret and like literally giving her life for it. I just thought, like, yeah, like she's like there was no problem that she didn't like step in front of, and like I just admired that about her. Like she just like I'm just thinking about it because this is all recent, obviously, but like and like obviously in the future one, like there's barely anything with her, so
which I think helps her character though, because like you got a little bit of her character though in the future, and you're like, okay, she seems interesting, and then she dies, and then when despair starts, they're like, oh yeah, you're dead, but then they're like, okay, we're gonna keep telling your story because you have a main part of this story, and I thought that was really, that kind of helped me anyways, like her, because they kind of turned her into this character of like, oh, she is very important despite dying in this like future. Yeah, and
it sucks that she becomes like one of the ultimate despairs, and like or the despair remnants, and like literally fucks up the world. But like everything before that, she's great.
I like that about her, because she helps Junko on her world domination. Anyways, just
and even like being like the quote unquote ultimate like best ultimate housekeeper, like that was her thing, her quirk, for lack of a better term. But like you know, like all it really did was just like serve as a purpose to like just like focus on her being a teacher. Like she'll pull out kitchen knives, but like she'll use that to intimidate them. Like, hey, we should be friends, and like just have it be like that. So like, yeah, I just fucking loved her. She was great.
That's why I regret not watching the animes correctly, because like I just was robbed of caring about that character.
Mm.
I mean, I guess I cared about her in the beginning, but then once I was like, oh, she's evil.
Yeah.
So I got the future arc, and I was like, if she's dead, I was like, I think you guys are better off.
I totally just didn't think about that way. Because, like, finding that out and stuff makes that so much more interesting to me, that she was kind of a despair at that point.
Yeah.
But you didn't get to see that much because of, storytelling reasons. Yeah. Wow. Shit.
And,
Right.
and like for me, like she was a character. It's like, oh, you're just somebody, then you died, and then like we get your backstory, and it's like, oh, you were just like this amazing person. So yeah, but that was just me though. And my number one character, oh, can you have my guess? Because like honestly, like I think I made it pretty obvious.
I was gonna say Nicole's good at this apparently. So
Is it Kamaru?
No.
Makoto's sister?
No. That's actually a good one, but no.
Oh wait, no. Oh no, it's Chiaki. It's Chiaki.
Yep, there you go. You got
yeah,
it. You
makes
got
sense.
it. Cause like when you look at Chiaki and like you can see that her name, she's the ultimate gamer. Like I was like, oh, this is like a pandering more or less character.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, like we're playing a video game and like she's a girl, so she's a gamer girl. So like you're probably a guy playing this video game, so you'll like her, right? And it's like, yeah, but
Girls like her too.
yeah, exactly. Like she, like her whole arc, like in just both those games, it's like she's just an amazing character. Just like she, and like even though she more or less is just a device for like us as the audience to like fall in love with her, just to have it gut punch you in the on the chest when she dies. Like it's earned because like she's so good. Like anytime she's just like around people, she wants to like bring everybody together. Like in the Danganronpa 2 is like you know, it's just like she didn't really do the unity thing like she did in the anime, but you could see the unity that she was trying to give out in the trials, like you know, like trying to like go through the cases and everything like that, find out the clues, helping Hinata while he's like trying to figure it out, and like and just like this whole despair arc with her is just like it just made like she's so cute, she's so ungodly cute, and like just anytime she's in the screen, it's just like a smile to my face, and then like just going through that like 15-minute section of her just walking through that labyrinth up to her death. It's just like the worst thing like fucking ever for me. Like it destroyed me, and like how it all wrapped up in the end, like brought it back up. Just like them saying like their memories of her were put into that game, and like they didn't have to really alter her or anything like that. They just remembered her, and like that's enough for them to like have her represented in Danganronpa 2, and that was like really powerful for me. So yeah, Chiaka, like all the way. I'm so sad. I'm so fucking sad.
I was gonna say it's okay, Nabeshin, you can cry. Your face isn't being shown. Nobody will even know.
All right. So like as far as like crossovers, as far as like who we voted for, we have 3 for Junko, 2 for Makoto, 2 for Kyoko, and 2 for Chiaki. So our remainders are just Ibuki, Solista, Genocide Jack, Furuhiko, and Kyosuke.
Yeah, no, I don't expect Munakata to be in there, but I was really hoping for him to be in a good solid number 5. But that's okay.
So are we just fighting for number 5 now?
Yeah, it'll be between Ibuki, Genocide Jack, Callista, Furuhiko, and Kyosuke. Hold on, how about right in our chat?
Well, okay. Well, I'm just trying to think of what everybody said. I know I put Celeste at number 5, and I know Nicole mentioned it in honorable mentions, so I don't know. Like I said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to fight for Munakata to be number 5, so that one's out for me.
I can't even remember which one that is.
High School President.
Oh yeah,
3.
Yeah.
No, that's. I appreciate what you said there, but
see, I like despair. I could have just put all despair people on my list. I
just feel like she handled it in the way that I would have not done that.
All right, so we'll just choose between Ibuki, Solista, Genocide Jack, and Furuhiko. Like I think the strongest two would probably be like Callista and Genocide Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like so like between those two, like when Nicole brought her up and not like Toko, I was like, yeah, pretty much, yeah, I like her a lot. I mean, I don't know how you feel, Justin, or maybe.
Like I said, I like the
Callista?
Genocide Jack part of Toko more than Toko.
You think that Toko brings her Genocide Jack down?
Yeah, just a little bit. And it's mostly like you said, the Ultra Despair Girls thing. I'm not gonna complain if Celeste doesn't make it. I think I like Celeste way more than Toko and Genocide Jack overall. But if Genocide Jack has to be there, I know the love out there for her. So I'm not gonna fight that at all.
I mean, I started to say like, oh, I'll just say Celeste, but like the more I think about it, I like them both, but I think Genocide Jack for me I like that character, and it's kind of unfair to Celeste though because we just had so much more time with Genocide Jack,
especially because we had that full game pretty much with her. Yeah. I think that also helps. Not gonna like I said, I'm not gonna fight for Celeste anymore. But again, the reasons why I don't like Toko / Genocide Jack so much is she's so dependent on other characters for me liking her. Kamaru trying to make Toko and Genocide Jack a lovable character by talking to her the way Kamaru does, and them not having it at all. Byakuya. If it wasn't for Byakuya, fuck, they would not be a good character at all. So it's a lot of other characters dependent on them.
For me, Genocide Jack, though, like, I mean, like, I just really don't even think of them as as the same person. Like, Genocide Jack to me is just like, Toko is irrelevant. Like, I don't care about Toko.
Yeah.
It's just Genocide. And, like, I think Genocide Jack, I've liked Genocide Jack since the first game when she came out.
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm totally not fighting it. I'm just trying to say, hey, that's part of why I think I like them both equally, or Genocide Jack more, or whatever, is that the characters help with them. Like I said, Kamaru definitely helps a lot in that game.
All right. So our top 5 is Junko, Makoto, Kyoko, Chiaki, and Genocide Jack. So like we all said Junko on our list, so I guess that would be fire for her to be number 1, I assume.
I'm not complaining.
I'm sure she has to be number 1 because like Justin ranked her 1, I ranked her 2, you ranked her 5. Like and she's got 3 votes. Like far and away.
Sure.
Yeah, but I could totally see her why she wouldn't be number 1 for both of you, even though you had her as number 2 and you as number 5. I can totally see her not be a number 1. But like I said, I'm not complaining. Definitely not.
The only person I would fight for is Chiaki, honestly, to be number 1.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna say this is bad. Who are the other people? Oh fuck, Makoto and
Makoto,
Never mind.
and Genocide Jack. Genocide Jack is probably at the bottom, so that's fine.
Genocide Jack's 5.
Yeah, no, I was trying to think if we can get Chiaki up, and then I'm just like Kyoko and Makoto. Oh, maybe not. They're like
I think we can all agree that Kyoko's better than Makoto. I didn't have her on my list because I don't know. I guess I forgot about her. I'm sorry, but yeah, I think Kyoko's more better than Makoto for sure.
Yeah. So are we? I'm fine with Chiaki being 2.
Yeah, I'm fine with that too. Like I said, she's the best thing about it for me, but like I'm fine with her as 2 as well.
Okay, so the list is what?
So Junko is number 1,
Yep.
Chiaki is number 2,
Okay.
Kyoko is number 3, Makoto is number 4, Genocide Jack is number 5. Your definitive list of the best Danganronpa characters.
I'll have you know that's my list, except the numbers are all mixed up.
Yeah, that's totally my list. Except for if I was actually putting out a real list. Sorry, I put out a fake list for you guys. It would have been number 5 is Junko, 4 Junko, 3 Junko, 2 Junko, and 1.
And 1 is Teru.
Yes.
Always number 1.
It's all the different versions of Junko. That's all. That's all.
Because I spit hot fire.
Well, this was fun, guys. Like, we've been talking for like almost 2 hours, and like I didn't expect us to even talk this much about Danganronpa, but like, fuck, it's so much fun. Like, this is what I've been like, just gushing about something for as long as I could possibly can, and like people who can like go on this ride with me. This is the whole reason I made this podcast. So this is great. So thanks for that.
Just expect another one of us playing that. So no, it's okay. I just want to say I hope the people watching expect us to be doing one for the V3, because I hope we all play that very quickly so we can all talk about it when it comes out.
I mean, yeah.
So I'll have words probably.
Thanks, Nabeshin, for asking me. Like, I never do any of this stuff, so like I love talking big games and like weird things with people, and like I'm just coming to the point in my life now, like albeit really late, where I realize that there's an outlet. So I was really happy when you asked me to talk about this. And like I was like, oh, I think I can do this. So.
Yeah, we met in person. And, like we talked a little bit about games. Like we just talked about mostly kind of funny at the time, but like we talked a little bit about games, and I enjoyed that conversation. And like I saw how much you were into Danganronpa. Because I didn't realize you were into it at first. And then like I saw you giving advice to Alex about the anime. I was like, oh, you know this stuff. And then like I saw all your trophies. I said, oh, she really knows this shit. So yeah, like it was like almost a no-brainer after Justin. It's like, who else can I invite? And it's like, oh yeah, Nicole, no problem. All right then, but this has been Fresh Off the Dome. This is a podcast about like anything that we want to talk about, like whatever it is, and like just talking at it ad nauseum until like we're sweating pretty much. Because I'm sweating right now. I've been doing this for way too long. But you can find me, like if you want to talk to me about Danganronpa or anything else, you can find me on Twitter. I am at Nabeshin186. That's Nabeshin 186. Where can they find you, Justin?
You can find me at the Sigma Omega. I don't know why you would though, because it's just gonna be despair filled as much as I possibly can. No, I cannot. I am literally the total opposite of Junko, which is the funniest part about it. But yeah,
I like everything, Justin.
I like everything, including Junko.
And Nicole, where can we find you?
You can find me. This is where I let my Twitter handle out, right?
Yes.
How bad I am at this stuff. You can find me at NMH2105.
Say that one more time. You were laughing.
You can find me at NMH2105.
All right, awesome. So yeah, that was Fresh Off the Dome. Thanks for listening, and like have a despairful day, I guess. I don't know.
Or have a hopeful day, whichever one you're feeling right now.
Yeah, fucking hope, man. Hope. Let's get hope at the end. God damn it.
Even though we just voted Junko #1, just think of hope.
All right. Bye, guys.